Good morning, friends and family. Welkom once again to Coffee Conversations with Stephan. Baie welkom by Koffie Klets met Stephan. Today we will continue with our theme around be doers of the word, not just hearers of the word, out of James chapter 1, verse 22 to 24. And today I want to look at that little word doer and actually what it means. What is a doer? And the definition of a doer, the word, is someone that, it actually means this, to do or to make, to accomplish. It describes one who does something as his occupation, such as a producer, a poet, or an author. So somebody that writes down or do things like that. The other sense describes a doer or a performer, speaking of one who does what is prescribed, such as one who keeps the law, in other words. So that's really what a doer is. So somebody once said that those that belong to Jesus have been marked in ear and in foot. In other words, we can't just hear, we have to do. We can't just listen all the time and never act and actually go out and do something. We can't just hear the good news and never share the good news. So I want to encourage you this morning to share the good news. And so not to only hear God and his voice or his truth, but to actually walk in his ways. Doers thus emphasize what they are rather than just what they do. So I am a doer. I just don't do things. It's not like a ritual that I do. I am a doer. And I want you to say that to yourself this morning. I am a doer. I'm not just a hearer. I am a doer. Okay. I'm not just merely doing. Martin Luther said this. He says, the world does not need a definition of religion as much as it needs a demonstration. And I think today, even in today's society, where there's a lot of talk about things, and we see religious guys on TV, and we see them on podcasts and YouTube and everywhere. But is there a demonstration of religion? Is there a demonstration of love? We talk about love, but do we actually do it? Do we serve? Do we die to ourselves? All these things. Or do we just talk about them? Do they sound nice? Do they make nice t-shirts? Do they make nice bumper stickers? The word must become flesh, as we see in John 1:14. The word becomes flesh. In other words, the word needs to become active. We need to start doing it. See, unfortunately today in many evangelical churches, we have a lot of heads filled with information from the Bible, but they don't obey what the Bible actually commands them to do. I've said this before. A lot of the stuff that we read in the Bible are not suggestions. They are actually commands from God. And we read over it and we skim over it and we know them and we hear them weekly, on a weekly basis, maybe in our churches, but do we actually go into action? It may sound harsh what I just said, but surveys commonly show that there is substantially no difference between evangelical Christians and the population at large on most of the moral and social beliefs and behavior. A great book to check out, or a person to check out, is George Barna, and he's done numerous studies. And the things that people believe and the church believes, like half of people don't believe what the Bible tells them. I know that James would be horrified. Although the readers to whom he wrote differ from the modern church, his message is so relevant for you and for me today. He is saying that to hear the word and not do it leads to deception. But to hear the word and do it leads to blessing. So I want to encourage you today, don't just be a hearer, Don't just be somebody that do things, but be a doer. And let the word literally become flesh. Start living the way that Jesus has taught us to live. I want to encourage you with this word today. If this has been an encouragement to you, please pass it on to somebody else. And I want to bless you today in the precious name of Jesus.